Today, the session is about leadership mindset or leaders' mindset because we take care of others as a leader, but what about you? The mental health is very, very crucial for the leader also, and how they self care strategies for sustainable leadership. We're going to see that throughout the slide. And there are some exercises, so I would request you get pen and paper so we do it together. She's already introduced, so I can skip this. Okay. So this is what today's session look like. Understanding what are the importance of mental health or self-care strategies in effective leadership, identified barriers, and then actionable strategies, implementation routines. What can we do best? Apart from that, coaching or behavioral changes, what can you adapt as a part of your daily mental health routine? Uh, is my voice is clear? Everything is good?
Yes, yes, audible.
Yes,
You are
ma'am.
pretty much audible.
Thank you so much, Ashmi. Okay, so let's start with this that your boss shape your mental health more than your therapist even could, and let's sink in. So I am as a psychologist, we work with the organization delivering mental health workshops, supporting employee, and we talk about resilience. We also talk about stress, and this is a hardcore truth. People don't leave the companies, they leave the managers. Your manager has a more impact on your mental health than any other therapist or your doctor. Research back it up. Even UKC data 2022, 69% of employees says their manager has a greatest impact on their mental health, comparability to the partner, which is 69%, more than their doctor, which is 51%, and more than their therapist, which is 41%. 57 employees have quit the jobs because of their bosses. Let's face it, a bad boss or a charismatic but cryptic type, uh, a corporate version of Baba Nirala. Yes, self styled spiritual leader from the pop culture. Charismatic but corrupt, leads nothing, owns everything, speak vague prophecy, which gives a energy aligned with the business vision. And moral in the team is dead, but LinkedIn profiles growing with the likes. Feedback, no idea. Accountability, it's for everyone but themselves. Sound familiar? So you might have those bosses, or you might think your boss is like that. But the reality is, if you don't take care of yourself, how do you take care of your team? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to quickly do a quick test. Okay, so here is the instructions. You have to rate yourself from 1 to 5. Okay, we're going to show you the test. It's just a 5 quick questions. Okay, 1 is never, 2 is rarely, 3 is sometimes, 4 is often, and 5 is almost always. Can we get started? Can we see some thumbs up or in a chat box? Yes, something? Very nice. Only one person is putting. Okay, now I can see two people. Very nice, very nice. Let's get started. So here is your test. Okay. So question one is I feel emotionally drained at the end of the most of the work days. You're not talking about weekends. You're talking about Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, whatever works for you. Moving to the next question. I have trouble relaxing or switching off after the work. Question number three. I avoid asking for help even when I know I need a support. Question number four. I find myself being easily irritated or short tempered with my teams and colleagues. Sometimes even abusive language can be part of your daily routine. You never know. I make time for self care, hobbies, or mental health breaks in my scoring, in my routine. Are we done with the test? If done, write chat box yes. Okay. People are showing me thumbs up, I believe. Oh, couple of still doing it. Are we done? Because then I move to the scoring part. Or do you require more time?
Done, ma'am.
Yes. So let's see the scoring. Okay. So now the scoring instruction from first to four. Okay. You have to score. So one is never from score directly from one, two, three, four to five. Only for fifth question, it's a reverse scoring. So if you marked 1, the score will be 5. If you mark 2, the score will be 4. If you mark 3, the score will be 3. If you mark 4, the score will be 2. And if you mark 5, the score will be 1. Remember, first to 4 scoring is normal. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5. And then sum up the total. Anyone like to share their scores? Even one-on-one chat box also will do. Okay, so let's decode it. If you're scoring 5 to 10, you're healthy. Your mental health status is healthy. You're managing your emotional well, maintaining and reinforcing good habit. If you're scoring 11 to 17, be watchful. Sign of strain, reevaluate boundaries with restored balance. If you're scoring between 18 to 21, your mental health status is strain, your burnout, high stress and emotional load. Prioritize your self care and seek support. If you are scoring between 22 to 25, you are at risk. Clear sign of burnout or emotional fatigue. Immediately intervention is advised. So, wherever you are, you know where to start from here. So, what are the current mental health challenges that leader face in India? 62% Indian employee reported that experience daily burnout due to stress and poor work-life balance. Uh, 40% says that burnout reported, even 38 is moderate stress. 25% employee unable to speak about stress or burnout because fear of judgment. Many suffers, lack of taking any help because log kya kahenge, career concern and confidentially fear. What if someone, tagged me as a mental patient? So all this actually stopping us for taking any kind of help. Real life incidents like EY, where the young employee done the suicide just because of stress and depression, are actually costing human life for us, which is unaddressed mental health condition. So why self-care is essential for leaders? It actually helps to prevent a burnout because you are in a position where you're constantly making decisions. In a leadership role, it's very emotionally demanding, often even involving long hours, difficult decision, interpersonal dynamic without adequate self-care. Leaders are prone to burnout, which leads to emotional exhaustion and decreased performance. Eventually, you start withdrawing from work. You're just dragging yourself work. There is no, uh, motivation remaining. So, self care like mindfulness, exercise, proper sleep, the emotional regulation can help to prevent this kind of burnout. Second, enhancing decision making. As a leader is ability to make a decisions, and we probably take lot of decision in a day, and everything is aligned with your financial or your businesses. Self-care statement can help you to memorize, help with the memory, focus on the problem solving. Third is fostering emotional intelligence. Now, leaders with high EQ empathize with others. They resolve the conflict, have a positive team dynamic. It really helps to connect with team quickly and making it more responsible, patience, understanding with interacting with their team without emotional imbalance. Leaders may react impulsively if poor decisions and if the EI is very low, and modeling healthy behavior, because whatever culture, what is a company culture, okay, whatever you do as a leader, it is adapted by your team. So if your leaders are carefree, so team is say, okay, you know what, my leaders don't bother for me, why should I put that extra efforts? So leaders who prioritize self-care, who's actually setting examples for their team, they send a message that taking care of oneself is integral to professional success and encouraging team members to also engage in self-care. Now, for longer, sustaining long time productivity in leadership, sustainability is very, very important, and performance is more valuable than occasional burnout of burst of productivity. Self care helps for long term productivity, ensuring leaders have a stamina, resilience to meet challenges without burning out, without draining yourself. A long term investment like prevent a physical, emotional, and conjunctive wear tear down, where the leaders can contribute organization success over the longer period. So these are some emotional and physical barriers that we face daily life. So in emotional barrier, first is guilt. I I have met lot of readers who talk about I want to be available for my team. I want to be available my business, especially if you're business partners, and the pressure is being always on. It leads to guilt when they speak back and focus back on their own welfare. So they feel that self-care is their least priority, and if I do taking care of myself, they feel guilty about it, which is not okay. Perfectionism. Okay, leaders often set the standard for themselves, feel that it has to be a perfect, and they are absolutely unvulnerable. If they show vulnerability, that means they are showing their inability to perform, or I've shown my weakness if I show my vulnerability to others. So that mindset has to be broken. You don't need to be perfect, because perfectionists take lot of time as well as lot of energy to make the things perfect. Fear of judgment. Leaders also have a fear of judgment for their own bosses, from their business partners, as well as their own colleagues. And what if, my team get to know that I'm taking a time off, or I have this habit? If I don't be always available, will my team will work or not? So there are so many things going on in the mind at one point of time. Now, workaholism. I have seen the leaders which seated deep belief that longer hours means more productivity or more successful. They actually promote, glorify the hustle culture, which is making it difficult to carve out for the self time out for the self barrier, self care. Now, structural barrier. Now, these are barrier which is provided, which is out of your control. Okay. Uh, Work overload, leadership position demand high work overload, constantly depends on a time. So sometimes long hours, back to back meeting, underline project deadlines, which leave little room for your mental health. Lack of organization support. Some organizations do not have any culture to promote the self care itself. So resources and or resources that make leaders easily engage for self-care. Crisis management, often responsible for crisis like team conflict, external market fluctuation, shareholder handling, stakeholder handling. Many a times of crisis, the self-care always take a back seat, and immediate problem solving. Now, remote work dynamics. With the rising of remote work, leaders may feel they're always on, answering mail, attending virtual meeting, emergency hours, and leading, which is blur line between boardroom and bedroom. So, in the chat box, can you tell me which one is more relatable to you right now? Come on, people, I want to see some activities. Yes, apart from good morning in the chat box, please write which is more relatable to all. Very nice. Fear of judgment. Absolutely true, Bhumi. Who else is there? Come on. Guilt, fear of judgment. Absolutely, absolutely very true. And structural barriers comes all the way. There are no, you know, we have very little control on that. Okay. Quickly, huh? Now tell me which is myth or reality, and we will decode everything in detail. But right now, with your help, I wanted to understand uh, which you think is myth or reality. Okay, and guys, please be very active in a chat box. Come on. Authenticity paradox. Is it myth or reality? Come on. First, authenticity paradox. Is it myth or reality? Can I be authentic towards my team? Can I be absolutely open? Can I not being judged by others? Can I speak up my mind with my team? Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rumi is saying it's reality. What about others? Abhay is telling it's reality. Okay. Nice. Nice. Wow, guys, you've become very active. I'm so happy now. Very good. Okay. So authenticity paradox itself is a reality. People are very, very afraid for being real. It time a lot of time takes toll on the mental health or take a lot of courage to speak up in the front of even my office bestie or my co-worker, because somewhere the ego clashes, being judged, everything stops within myself. Okay, second one, I don't have time. Myth or reality? Come on. A lot of people are saying myth, reality, mixture. uh, myth. Okay, we will decode this in detail. A lot of people are saying myth. Okay. Third one. Okay, leaders needs to be strong. If I'm a good leader, I don't need a self-care, or I shouldn't need a self-care. A lot of people are saying it's myth. True. Let's decode one by one now. Thank you, people. You guys being great audience. Okay. So when I talk about leaders often say, I don't have time. Okay. Now, most of my clients, which is on a higher positions, uh, when we talk about self care, the client is telling, are you kidding me? I mean, I've already beyond my capacity looking after my team, my family, trying to organize my kids' schooling, emotionally supporting my friends, colleagues, family. I don't have time for that. This feeling is constant stress is sadly too common amongst today's endless busy leaders. That stress or that responsibility we carry on the shoulders. You might believe that leaders actually complain about a lot of shoulder pain or a back pain. Our physical aspect is whatever your emotional burden you carry, it is related to your physical aspect. So a lot of time you will see that leaders always complain, I have a shoulder pain, I have a back pain, which is now very common, but it is because of emotional burdens. So when there is a concept of amygdala in your brain, which the neuroscience tell us. So when we have a emergency situation or a problem where a brain react two ways, either fight or fight. It fly, it just run away, or it is ready to fight. Okay, it activated that way. So now we prefund noticeable, we are responsible for logical reasoning, problem solving. That doesn't happen. In other words, you just react without any thinking, and sometimes it become overwhelm, you know which is slow down your innovation solving problem, because just you're just stressing out, you're just reacting. It is true that study shows that taking a break can prevent the decisional fatigue. uh, it motivates to strengthen why do I even join the job at first place, increase the productivity and creativity, because every company want out of thinking. And even the short micro breaks can improvise your productivity and focus. The question you need to ask yourself is, what are your key priorities in life? Can you achieve them without health and mental being compromised, or without them can you really achieve them? How much time you could save for responding for the place of control rather than reacting from the place of stress? Which is a calmer mind, you take a better decision. But when you're angry, you're stressful, you're frustrated, you always decision you might feel it is not correct or it might goes wrong. What are the one thing that you can say no today? And it is very, very important how much healthy boundaries we are putting for ourselves. Okay. That will give you at least 5 minutes. Hints, probably you're spending more time on social media than you want to. We are all love scrolling, so remember this. How could you use this time to improvise your well being and performance? Even one single minute matters, so take that most needed break. Next, okay. Leaders needs to be strong. If I'm a good leader, I shouldn't lead a self care whom I'm showing to. So even the strongest leader are struggling with the stress. Uh, Let me share with the example, okay? Latest one. So there was a very fit leader who was around 45 years old. Suddenly, on a morning walk, he went for running and died with a cardiac attack. We lost our one of the very good friend who's also between 40 to 45 with sudden attacks. So why this is causing, and physically very fit, but have you even checked your stress level recently? So how much time you take to be benefit with your team, with you and your team in past? If you don't need a help, you just want a recharge battery, how you will do that? So now some of my clients comes and coaching thinking that as a leader they never show any vulnerability. Recently, I work with the client who explained that self-respecting leader, she want to be a self-respecting leader and needs to have all the answers. Is it true? No, right? It is not possible for us to know everything. So, self care is sign of weakness combined with the notion that I'm ready to improvise, I'm ready to take that next step. To compact my client limited belief, we need to explain her preconception about the leadership. Power of vulnerability, power of they can create relying on others, dedication. She began to acknowledge that importance of delegation and asking for help. It is the first step for self-care. Recognize there is a problem and you need a help. If you are struggling to shift your notion from good look like, trying to ask these questions which we have just said. If I'm not ready to take help, how I'm gonna exactly improvise myself? So help is must. Moving to next. Are we good so far? Can we see the thumbs up, guys? Come on. I've seen a lot of new participants join in, which is nice, but please can we see some thumbs up? And if you want me to, go back to any slide, answer for you, I'm happy to do that. But let me know if you're good. Good, good, good. Very nice. Okay. Moving to next slide. Set up yourself up for success, give your permission to care and emphasize. That means you don't need to care. You don't need to currently tend to ask yourself why every time why I'm feeling like that. I have seen this blame game, okay? Half of the time people, okay, my team is not performing, that's the reason I'm not performing. Or either they try to put the blame for others. It's like corporate words now. We try to have that gun search the shoulder and we try to put that gun on the shoulder and try to fire it. So we try to put that blame for others or for ourselves, and it being difficult because we are always seeking for that validations. Am I good enough? Am I doing um giving the justice? And everything is why everything happened for me, why now? So we have to move out of that why. What stops you from caring yourself? Whatever your reasons, please wait against important of your good health. Give yourself a permission that you need to practice and model the healthy leadership looks like in your organization. Second is meet yourself where you are. We are actually always wanted the best version of yourself, which was probably a long back. And we don't appreciate whatever you have, wherever you are. You build that yourself. So be very proud of yourself. Use that annual health review. Identify diet, exercise improvements for you whenever you're traveling. So for I also travel a lot for training, but I try to carry healthy snacks or genuine ghar ka dabba wherever is possible. So next time your teammates identify areas where you can and ask for help, ask for support. Third, avoid all or for nothing thinking. Now, this is very dangerous thinking. You won't move from zero self care from embarrassing everything. Now, I'm on a, you know what, Jyoti? A lot of my clients call me. I know you've given me so many tips. I'm going to start from tomorrow. I'm going to do everything and I'm going to battle my, depression, sadness. People understand. It's going to take time, which is something which is bold over the 10 years or 20 years. If you tell me I'm going to do everything today and it should be magically vanish, it's going to take time. You have to be very persistent. Uh, See, for any adaptation of habit, it is at least 21 days. So, effect gonna take time. So, slow, persistent, take one or two strategies, start working on it daily, then only you will able to see the improvement over the period of time. This is not a magic, this is not a fever medicine which gonna work as an antibiotic and make your depression, anxiety or burnout disappear in 1 or 2 days. So this is a dynamic process and movement, offering moment of success or failure. When you miss a day or exercise, have no sleep because of deadline, you will have a, drain out next day. So one day at a time, one thing at a time. Take a page from colleague. This is one of my very favorite. Many of my clients observe that with the frustration, other people are willingness to prioritize, and they are not. So why don't we ask? Take a page from their playbook. Ask, what are you doing for your mental health? If something works, why don't you join them? Borrow others' idea that could work for you, which is absolutely fine. Prioritize small and steady. Identify one or two things and start working. Commit yourself that you will work it rigorously and you will, even with the heavy rain, you will not miss that morning walk. So commit. If you can't go out in the rain, walk at home. But that 15 minutes of your self care has to be on your top priority. Consistency is the key. Take the stairs at work, listen to your favorite music during lunch. Find accountability buddy. If you like to prioritize your growth or time and may have a trouble, you know what, I start. In fact, a lot of my clients say, you know what, I start. It's like a New Year resolution. So every time we put that gym membership and that Jan we go full fledged and the next month is over or flat. So I always start with the gym or diet, but newer resolution never go after the February. So have that accountability. So if you don't show up in a gym or whatever activities you're doing, you're gonna get a call. You know what? Are you coming? Are you coming for the walk? So that's matter. That small motivation change entire outlook of our behavior. Or identify trusted family member or your colleague to remind you that you need to take that afternoon, Friday afternoon, 1 hour for some reflection or learn something new. Last, celebrate and savor. Congratulate yourself that your efforts actually matters. Think about how can you extend it or savor the moment of creation satisfaction. Connection bit little bit longer. I hold on to it and I'm doing it well. Any questions so far, people? Or should we move to next slide?
No questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And this is very, very interesting concept by psychologist Lisa Friedman. Okay. We all care about money. Matlab, see, it's a hard and core, but you do everything for balancing your needs. So now we want to talk about body budgeting, the way you manage your finance. Your brain is predictable always, your body, what the energy need, and determine what is required to keep you alive and flourishing. It called past experiencing as a guide. So you expand your energy when you move to your body. You refurnish it when you eat, you sleep, uh, when it get reduced spending when you relax. Other things that affect your energy and the quality of life is unexpected event or particularly heavy workload or that time of stress. Consider that you have a budget of energy that affected by diet, stress, exercise, and sleep. So give yourself a score out of 5 for each. Okay, exercise, sleep, and eating habit at home, on the road, or where you look to way improvise your score. For example, let's say if you travel non-stop, don't exercise, skip your meal on the road, miss sleep, you might score 1. And for exercise, diet, sleep, you can score high within the following week. So, whenever, even when I'm traveling for work out of Bombay or any place, what I do is see, every time carrying a home food is very difficult, nutritious food. But what I do is I do make sure that 30 minutes of night walk wherever I am. Okay. So that my body, my stress, uh, that my negative energy should drain out. It should go out of my mind. My energy withdrawal and my energy deposit has to be balanced. So you choose yours. How do you do your body budgeting? So now, again, I need want you to score yourself. Okay. Here it is. So for body budgeting tracker for leaders, use 1 to 5 scale. 1 is need improvement. 5, you're excellent, you're doing it very well. And leader will rate themselves for each category, reflecting how they prioritize the area overall well-being. So let's say when I talk about diet, your nutritional habit, their impact on daily energy, your sleep, are we just watching, binge watching, or even getting that 8 hours sleep? Now, people might come and say, you know what, Jyoti, even 5 hours are good enough. That you think. Eventually, your body will start reacting. So, minimum 8 hours, are we getting that? Exercise, any physical activity. Online gaming is not a physical activity. Let me clarify that. And relaxation, time dedicated for mental unwinding and distress. So you rate yourself wherever you are and let us know or let yourself know where you start changes. So identify small and manageable changes like healthy eating linked to lowered likelihood of depression by 34%. Now when we talk about emotional health, another important and component of well-being of ability to relax. Okay, many of my clients report that I can't remember last time I felt relaxed. In fact, I ask a lot of people, when did you last laugh, and they say watching a comedy movie or watching a Kapil Sharma. So not watching the TV, or not because you are, because of some other reason you feel relaxed, or we you laughed out, sometimes internal. Okay. Research tell that how much time in nature, human touch, stroking your pet, gratitude practice is a great way of relaxation. My client has reported that whistling with the kid, watching YouTube videos, or preparing family dinner or a lunch is a way to relax. So whatever your way to relax, you choose yours. Even doing yoga, meditation, it works for you. Go ahead. If anything relax feel foreign to you, then ask yourself what relax means to you. You know, I asked my recent mid-level career guys that what was your hobbies, and they have no ideas. But we all have hobbies, but with the life process, our hobbies are absolutely lost. Go back, travel back the memory lane with the 10 years and 20 years, and s- find the things that actually give you joy without any money. Okay, and you will be surprised to see that is your relaxation time. So try it out. What stops you? I have seen one of my very good friend who's a sales head uh, now joined a pickleball. So previously his mental health and now his mental health actually see a drastic change. So try something new. A furious leader who actively explore what is underneath was able to their frustration, identify some pathway dealing with it, effectively managing the emotions. The leaders able to identify practice the way you can relax and cope up with the stress and balancing your body budgeting. So here are three ways. First is identify what happened when you feel big and strong emotions. Second is build that strong intelligent base. How do I deal with it? Why I'm feeling right now? Ask yourself why I'm feeling like this. What is causing it? Do the root cause analysis and communicate without clashing that ego fights. Just communicate. My direct report not available during class. I do I have a backup? Find the solutions. It's not option one, then have multiple options in hand. So we are reaching to the ends, guys. When we talk about relationship and collaboration, what kind of collaboration you want to be model as a leader? How can you facilitate that? Think about your relationship with others, and which is very important. Not only with when I don't talk about relationship now, people think I'm talking about only with the families, but it is actually with your colleagues, because more than 12 hours, rather 8 to 10 hours daily, you spend with your coworkers, your bosses, in your office. So how is your relationship with them? How you give, receive and give support, collaborate or role model. Science tells us our brain collaborates with other brains, and that collaboration influence our straightening connections, of bodily functions, matching, mirroring or matching the heartbeat, which is always energy. So my energy is knowingly and unknowingly getting transferred to you, and we all are social species, you know. Leading with energy and community, the fellowship matters to us a lot. I recently spoke with the leader who's heading the tech company, told me that whenever J team members join another team online, they extremely enthusiastically say hello, and that hello actually changed the mood and tone. So there is a lot of positivity every time somewhere enters the room. So determine what kind of relationship you want and what kind of relationship you need to go off. There will be people who's emotional drainers. How do you identify that? Very simple. There are people who calls you, and before just someone calling you, you just say, why this person even calling me? Those are your emotional drainers. So think, how do you deal with them smartly? And how do you connect with the loved ones? As a daily life, we most ignore the people which were loved ones. We take them for granted. So don't do that, because they are there for you no matter what. So prioritize, show that you are there and you care. That does not mean shopping always. Just listen to them. That also matters a lot. As a human, can we have more healthy choices? Ask yourself, what kind of boundaries I'll require to have this support for well being? If you're resentment, can I let go? Feeling overwhelmed, that indicates you need some type of boundaries. Identify three tasks you can dedicate to support your time management. As a leader, delegation is your biggest, rather say, strategy. Okay, so please delegate, start trusting people, they can do it. Do not micromanage. If your resistance lean to identify, stop what stop you for dedication. Lack of trust, lack of delivery. Believe yourself that you do everything, not necessary, please. And technology, bring the technology forward. If the time is the issue, use time management tools, low tech methods. Why you're spending time over the week, or time tracking. So helpful productivity and well-being tools can really help you. Invest your self-development, training, coaching, practice, asking for mentors. It is okay. Age has a no time limit to learn. So utilize online organization platforms, or there are a lot of platforms available on LinkedIn or anywhere else. So progress your, what is your new learning every day, and that matters a lot. When I talk about growth and nourishment, fan your flames. What light up your soul? Why did, ask yourself, why did you start at first? And if you have all the money and status you require, what you, how you desire to spend it. Value your values. There are always a core values among us. So those core values actually define us to go ahead. And there are greater ways to shine the light. How you choose that core values is absolutely depends on you. And this is my power tip for you guys, which call outerbury. Okay. Uh Let me know if you can hear this video.
Let people doubt you. Let them talk behind your back. Let them gossip about you. Let them do whatever they want. You don't need to prove anything to anyone but yourself. Proving your worth won't change anything about your life. Doing the things that you need to do, focus on that. There will be always a people who are gonna doubt you. There will be always kind of people who are gonna talk. Let them do their things, and you focus on doing yours. The people are in your life who's concerned about you, who are there to support you. That's good enough. You don't need to please everyone. There is a good time that you remember that who are your real friends are and who are your enemies. So focus what you're doing. And today's mantra is you do you. Everything and anything else is totally irrelevant. Thank you.
So my power of tip is, don't compare yourself for others. Everyone has their unique timeline and their unique nature. You will grow an unique path at your own space. It's important to focus on your own progress rather than measuring yourself with against others. With this, okay, my session is over. We would love if you can, give a feedback and follow us on LinkedIn. Now, I think Komal, are we opening for question and answer, right?
Thank you so much, Miss Jyoti Dadlani, for such an inspiring and insightful section. Your expertise and perspectives on unlocking potential and achieving meaningful growth, they have truly left a lasting impact on everyone present today. A heartfelt thank you to all the participants for your enthusiasm through engagement and valuable presence throughout throughout this section. Um, Here are some key takeaways from this section. Leaders often experience high stress, burnout, and barriers to seeking help. Prioritize emotional health through awareness, intelligence, and development. And effective communication is essential. Implementing self care strategies, enhance resilience, decision making, and long term productivity, fostering a positive and high performing organization culture. On behalf of SEMS Welfare Foundation, I extend our deepest gratitude to Ms. Jyoti Dadlani for her gracious presence and immense value she has brought to this platform. We sincerely hope this marks the beginning of many such meaningful collaborations aimed at inspiring and empowering individuals across the nation.